each of the group. Philip, I have high hopes. Make us proud.
The icon crowd, I think they're waiting for a quiz. By tradition, my first duty is to thank my best man. Thank you, Greg. Job done? Thanks for your help and support and friendship, not just for today, but for the last 34 and a bit years. People who know one of us and then meet the other one are often surprised how different we are in terms of looks. And then when they get to know us a bit more, they realise how different we are in terms of personality. But I suppose opposites attract, and although you are my little brother in terms of age and height, and increasingly waist, I have nevertheless learned a lot from you. Thank you, Greg, for your loving, honest, and often brutal advice over the years. I shall continue to need that for many years to come, and I know Lydia, who we met every day, will be very proud of you and all today. And many thanks to our flower girl. I know the real reason Antoinette agreed to marry me was to officially become Orla's auntie. Actually, Father Pat couldn't be here today. He's really busy, but I did put some thanks in my speech, so let's just imagine he's sitting there. Thank you, Father Pat. Antoinette is a big G.K. Chesterton fan, so it's something of a thrill for her to be married by Father Brown. It's probably best he wasn't here for that. Thank you to the staff of the Royal Horse Guards for your hard work. Apparently there's something special about the ladies' toilets. I don't know if anyone's with... No. The gents' toilets are just gents. This building is often used as a filming location for films such as No Time to Die, Harry Potter films, Spooks was filmed here, some of Doctor Strange. But for me, the most exciting thing is that the 2019 Speak Truth to Social Justice conference happened in this room. Just over there. Also, thanks to Penelope, who I can't see, our wedding planner. Hello! Without her, today would be much more expensive, much less stylish, much less well-organised. Penelope, you had to put up with me and my Socratic questioning of every aspect of the day, and also me not wanting to spend any money. You just have to put up with me for the last few months. Antoinette has to put up with me for the rest of her life. Thanks to the bridesmaids, Leanne, Nicole, Jennifer, and Nicole, and another Nicole, sorry. Thank you for helping my wife today. I can imagine it was a bit stressful. I think so. I may have caused some of that. Oh, and thanks for those who helped putting together the orders of service over the last week. We've had like a production line of putting together stationery, which wasn't helped by me buying the cheapest possible staples you can imagine. Monica's to blame for that. 12 years ago, she said, "Why are you spending so much on staples? You should look for the cheap one." Oh, thanks to Auntie Carol. I'm supposed to skip this. Auntie Carol knows why I'm thanking her, but I'm not allowed to say why. Thank you, Rajneet, who for the last 12 years has been my confidant, my mentor, and my friend. And today is the most brilliant usher and master of ceremonies. A great man called Andre 3000 once said, "Thank God for Mom and Dad for sticking two together, because we don't know how." I cannot imagine better parents than the ones with which I have been blessed. If I have any success, any happiness, any goodness in my life, and I have a lot of all three of those, it is because of my parents, and not just because of any accidental genes they passed on to me, but because of their limitless love and support. Thank you for being here and making me the man I am. And thank all of you for coming here today and supporting my wife and myself on this day. Some have travelled here further than others. Maraming Salamat, I'll start again. Maraming Salamat sa pangtanga sa akin sa inyo. My Tagalog is not great, but I've learned the most important words. Mahal kita. This is something of an auspicious date for more than the obvious reasons. For today is the 25th anniversary of Tony Blair becoming Prime Minister. Yesterday was the anniversary of the election, but British Prime Ministers don't take office the day after. Perhaps more relevant, yesterday would have been the 78th anniversary of my grandparents' marriage. And today is Rhea and Steve's 6th wedding anniversary and Suzanne and Paul's 25th wedding anniversary. We have some fun. It's the postman today. Did you know it's my wedding anniversary on the 2nd of May as well? I hope you like this celebration we've put on just for you. Perhaps an even more auspicious day is actually tomorrow. For 6 years ago tomorrow, thanks to some encouragement from Fronig, I met a young woman in Le Pen Crochan in South Kensington. Unbeknownst to me, Ladess was also there, spying on us, making sure I wasn't an axe murderer or something. I wasn't. I was, however, a super spreader because I had the norovirus at the time. I thought I had food poisoning. Fortunately, I didn't give it to Antoinette. My mom and about 5 members of my office were not so lucky. Antoinette at that time thought I was pale and scruffy. I thought she was beautiful, but too shy and reserved for me. Oh, how wrong I was. If you spend any amount of time with Antoinette, you know her unwavering determination and fierce independence. Best summed up by a former colleague who simply said, "You don't mess with Antoinette." We overcame our initial language barrier because Antoinette naturally speaks American English. Turns out an eggplant isn't an egg or a plant. So many of you know I have a scientific background, so I've been doing some research. According to a 2010 survey by the NCHS of over 125,000 heterosexual couples, married men live about 10% longer than their unmarried counterparts. Plus, married men are less likely to have cancer and heart disease. And as for married women, compared to their unmarried counterparts, there's no difference. Men give nothing to women, apparently. In other words, you're going to be stuck with me for a long time. Research also suggests that the length of an engagement is inversely proportional to the length of a marriage. But I think we can say we had some mitigating factors with our epically long engagement, global pandemic, lockdown. But it was during the lockdown when we spent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week together in our tiny studio apartment in Pimlico for over a year. And I have to say, it was probably one of the happiest times of my life to date, despite Antoinette's cooking twice a day, walks to Green Park, sharing in a home office with you. It was a difficult time for our world, but a time of bonding for us. We then moved to Banbury, and you survived 6 months living with my parents. Now we have our own house, which you have made look beautiful. Although it has a lot more space than our flat in Pimlico, it is still very cosy, especially watching a murder mystery together after tea. Thank you, Antoinette, for putting up with me for the last 6 years and for many years to come. Thank you for puncturing my pomposity, for calling out my snobbishness, for loving me and supporting me. Thank you for being my friend, my helper, my personal chef, my fellow homeowner, and my lady, and now my wife. Whatever life gives us, whether it good or ill, I shall be on your team and at your side. Your PA, your butler, your helpmate, and your husband. Please raise your hands to the bride.
He said, go dry your eyes and live your life like there's no tomorrow.